Your stylist did not give you the granny cut to be cruel. They gave it to you because safe was easier to explain than stunning. And somewhere between your 40s and your 60s, you sat in that chair enough times heard, "This will be easy to manage." Enough times that you stopped asking for what you actually wanted. You just nodded. You just said, "Fine." I want to show you what happens when you stop saying fine. Here is the truth the beauty industry has been sitting on. The right haircut works like a ring light. You never have to plug in. It redirects light upward onto your face. It lifts what gravity is pulling down. And it makes people wonder what you have been doing differently without being able to name exactly what it is. Today, I am showing you 5 haircuts doing exactly that for women over 60 in 2026. One morning cut number 3 is the one most stylists will actively try to talk you out of. And it is producing the most dramatic results. Stay with me all the way through. At the end, you get the face shape match guide and 3 verbatim salon phrases, so you never walk out saying fine again. New here? Welcome to Crowned in Elegance, the channel that proves the most confident version of you is not behind you. Subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a video. And drop one word in the comments. How do you usually feel walking out of the salon? I read every single one. Before the 5 cuts, one thing you need to understand. Because once you do, you will never look at a haircut the same way again. After 60, 3 things are happening to your face and hair simultaneously. Your skin is losing elasticity. The fat pads that once sat high on your cheekbones have migrated downward toward the jaw. And your hair, thanks to the estrogen drop at menopause, is growing back finer than it used to. None of that is a flaw. It is evolution. But when a stylist puts a rounded, helmet-shaped cut on a face that has evolved this way, that cut does not just fail you, it actively works against you. A blunt horizontal line at the jaw drags everything south. Hair sitting too tight and too round against the head exaggerates sagging, deepens every shadow under the cheekbones, and hardens every line along the jaw. Research shows the right cut geometry creates optical illusions that reduce perceived age by up to 10 years. And 68% of women over 60 report feeling noticeably more confident after switching to a modern, architecturally designed cut. The granny cut does not just look wrong. It is physically doing something to your face every single day. These 5 cuts do the opposite. Cut 1 of 5, the French chin bob. The most requested cut among stylists who specialize in women over 60 right now. Once you see the geometry, you will understand why immediately. The French chin bob sits right at the chin. Not above it, not inches below it, right at it. That placement creates a clean horizontal line that acts as a visual shelf, tricking the eye into reading the jawline as sharper and more defined, even when yours has softened. But the secret is not the length. The secret is what is happening on the inside. What you want your stylist to create is called invisible internal layering. The outside edge stays blunt and clean. That blunt edge catches light better than any wispy end ever could, making your hair look shinier from across a room. But underneath, weight is quietly removed so the hair breathes, floats, and moves instead of sitting flat and heavy against your face. A heavy cut pulls the skin of your face downward, not figuratively, physically. The French chin bob eliminates that gravitational drag entirely. Styling, 60 seconds. Flat iron. Slight inward curl at the ends. Tuck one side behind the ear, and you have opened the face, lifted a cheekbone, and framed an earring all at once. That is a facelift you can give yourself on a Tuesday morning. Salon phrase: I want a French chin bob with invisible internal layering and a blunt perimeter. Keep the outside edge thick and sharp, but remove the weight underneath so it moves. Cut 2 is for the woman who wants her hair to look alive the moment she wakes up with almost no effort. It is the most searched cut for this age group in summer 2026. Here is the science behind why. Cut 2 of 5, the Modern Shag with Curtain Fringe. If the French chin bob is the architect, the modern shag is the artist. Every cut most women over 60 get is designed to be controlled. Neat, done. The modern shag does the opposite on purpose. It multiplies layers throughout the entire head to create deliberate cascading movement. And that movement is the mechanism. When hair moves, light reflects off it at a different angle with every shift. That constant variation mimics the behavior of healthy, dense, youthful hair, regardless of actual density underneath. For women dealing with thinning, that is not a styling trick. That is physics working in your favor. Layers begin at the crown for immediate root lift, continue through the midsection in staggered lengths that keep the hair buoyant, and at the ends, the perimeter is feathered. The hair dissolves into movement rather than stopping at a blunt line. The 2026 upgrade that makes this cut especially powerful, the curtain fringe. It parts at the center and sweeps softly away from the face, on both sides, shorter at the middle, skimming the brows, curving longer toward the temples. It opens the forehead, lifts the eye area, frames the cheekbones. 1 fringe. 3 lifting effects. 0 daily styling required. Air dry with texturizing mousse. Scrunch to activate. Walk out. The cut does the rest. Salon phrase. I want a modern shag with curtain-style face framing, feathered ends, and no blunt perimeter. Point cut or razor feather the ends so movement continues all the way to the tip of every strand. 2 cuts in, and if you are already rethinking your next appointment, this is exactly what we do every week here. Subscribing means you never have to guess what works for your hair at this stage of life. Now cut 3, the one I warned you about. Cut 3 of 5, the Bixie. Here is what most stylists say when a woman over 60 asks about a cut like this. Short hair will age you. Your face cannot handle it. It will look masculine. For decades, women believed them. They stayed in the safe zone longer, softer, tucked away. All of it is wrong. And the proof is the Bixie. The name says exactly what it is. The love child of a bob and a pixie. Short where you need the lift, long where you need the softness. The back is clean and tapered against the nape, showing off the neck and jawline quietly, one of the most elegant parts of a woman at any age. The front is longer, with a sweeping side fringe that crosses the forehead and lands at the cheekbone. That diagonal line is the entire point. Diagonal lines are energetic. They suggest movement, direction, youth. The granny cut is a circle. The Bixie is an arrow pointing exactly where you want people to look. At your eyes, at your cheekbones, at you. Now, here is the detail that stops most women cold the first time they hear it. Gray and silver hair is naturally coarser and grittier than pigmented hair. Younger women spend real money on sea salt sprays, trying to create that lived-in texture. Your silver hair has it built in. The Bixie does not fight that structure. It is built around it. This is the first cut on this list that treats your natural gray not as a problem, but as the feature the entire cut showcases. For women with crown thinning, the tapered sides create contrast that draws the eye upward toward your features, rather than letting it settle on the outline of the hair and stop. Salon phrase. I want a Bixie with a clean, tapered nape and a longer sweeping side fringe that hits my cheekbone. Keep softness at the temples. Do not go too short there. Finish textured and natural, not slicked or spiked. Cut 4 is different from everything else on this list. No full transformation needed. It is one single addition to whatever cut you already have, and professional stylists quietly call it the most effective anti-aging technique in their entire toolkit. Most will not mention it unless you ask. Cut 4 of 5, the curtain fringe refresh. In professional hair circles, a well-executed curtain fringe has one nickname: salon Botox. Once you understand why, you will never sit down without asking for it. Many women in their 60s become self-conscious about forehead lines and thinning along the front hairline. The industry answer has always been more foundation, which settles into creases and makes them more visible, not less. The curtain fringe solves this at the source. A whisper of hair that softens the entire upper third of your face without hiding it. It frames you. It does not mask you. In 2026, searches for curtain fringe over 60 are rising faster than almost any other hair term in the US. Women are discovering what stylists have known for years. This is the one technique that delivers the most visible result with the least commitment and the lowest risk. The geometry, shorter at the center, just skimming the eyebrows, curving gradually longer toward the temples until it dissolves into your side layers. That shape creates a horizontal line at brow level that frames your eyes like a spotlight. People stop looking at your forehead. They start looking into your eyes. One shift that changes everything about how your face reads from across a room. Before you sit down, one rule you must know: the two-finger rule. It is the single mistake that ages more women in the salon chair than any other decision. Place 2 fingers flat against your front hairline. Your curtain fringe should never start further back on your head than those 2 fingers. The moment a stylist sections hair from behind that point, the result is a shelf of hair sitting flat on top, heavy in front, pulling the crown down the exact opposite of what you came in for. Whisper bangs, not wall bangs. Say it before the first snip. Salon phrase: I want a curtain fringe starting no further back than 2 fingers from my hairline. Center part, shorter at the middle, longer toward the temples. Whisper soft, not heavy, not wide. Cut 5 is the boldest one on this entire list, and it uses a physical mechanism no other cut here has. It is specifically for the woman who is done letting gravity win. That is coming right now. Then the face shape guide and the 3 salon phrases. Stay with me. Cut 5 of 5. The flippy bob. Every cut on this list works with gravity redirecting it, counterbalancing it, softening its effect. The flippy bob is the only one that fights it directly. This is the cut for the woman who still reaches for a bold lip, who believes her most interesting years are not behind her. Who has watched a woman in her 60s walk into a room and turn the whole thing and thought, that, I want that? A traditional bob ends with the hair falling straight or curling inward. The flippy bob, also called the bell-bottom bob, does the opposite. The ends flick outward and upward. Gravity is pulling your face downward all day. This cut sends the hair in the exact opposite direction at the jaw, creating upward visual momentum at the precise point where most women feel they have lost the most definition. It is the only cut on this list literally built to counterattack gravity at the jaw. Length sits about 2 inches below the chin, enough room for the flip to show fully. Turned out with a flat iron or round brush in 60 seconds. Internal layers keep the body light so the flip reads effortless, not forced. For silver and salt and pepper hair, this cut performs almost unfairly well. Every natural highlight catches light at a different angle as the ends move. You are not adding dimension. You are revealing the dimension your old, straight, heavy cut was hiding. Salon phrase: I want a flippy bob about 2 inches below my chin with the ends flicked outward. Internal layers so the body stays light. Perimeter clean so the flip stays defined. Now let us match you to your cut. Oval face the most flexible canvas. All 5 work, but the French chin bob and the modern shag are particularly striking. Your proportions support both clean geometry and layered movement equally. Start with either one. Round face priority is vertical height, avoidance of width. The Bixie with its diagonal fringe, the flippy bob with its outward jaw momentum, and the modern shag with crown lift are your 3 strongest choices. Anything adding fullness at the widest part of the head works against you. Square face soft diagonal movement is your best friend. The modern shag, the curtain fringe refresh on your current cut, and the French chin bob with face framing pieces all introduce softness that counterbalances a strong jaw. Do not fight the jaw. Frame it. Heart-shaped face, wider at the forehead, narrowing at the chin. You need volume below the cheekbone. The flippy bob is your strongest choice. Its outward flick at the jaw creates exactly that balance. The Bixie with a longer front section is a close second. Significant crown thinning the Bixie and the Modern Shag, full stop. Both build volume through structural layering in the cut itself, independent of how much hair you actually have. The fullness is not from product. It is in the architecture. 5 cuts, the guide to match them to your face. But none of it matters if you sit down and say, just give me something easy. Take these 3 phrases to every appointment from this day forward. Phrase 1. I want upward energy, not roundness. That sentence signals you understand shape and will not accept the helmet. It tells a skilled stylist exactly what outcome you came for. Phrase 2. Please point cut or slice cut, no straight across chops. This one line changes the texture of the entire cut. It guarantees movement and modern edges, instead of the stiff, dated lines that make hair look untouched since 2004. Phrase 3. Show me the back before you finish. Most women never see the back until they are home. Ask while you are still in the chair. If it looks like a mushroom, say something. You are paying for this. You deserve to love every angle. Remember the woman I mentioned at the very start? The one who nodded, who said fine, who kept sitting in that chair and walking out with the same cut, not because she had stopped caring, but because somewhere along the way she had started to believe that the extraordinary cuts, the ones that made a woman feel electric in her own reflection, were for someone younger. They are not. They are for you. They have always been for you. Your hair is the one thing on your entire body you can completely transform in under an hour. No surgery, no recovery, just the decision to stop settling for invisible and start insisting on crowned. You are not aging out of your style. You are aging into it. And the right cut does not turn the clock back. It announces to every room you walk into that you are not done yet, not even close. If this video gave you something today, one cut to write down, one phrase to take to your stylist, or just the reminder that you deserve better, then fine, subscribe to Crowned in Elegance. This is what we do here every single week. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 5 cuts you are booking first. I read every one. And if you know a woman who keeps walking out of the salon saying it was fine, send her this. She deserves to know that fine was never her only option. Stay crowned.